Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid Chess here. So today ended the fourth round of Superbet Classic in Romania. Decent super tournament. Two local players, Lupilescu and Deac. Deac has substituted Richard Rapport, very interesting player who never plays in this elite tournaments, and he is now 11th, and there is some chance that he can be like 10th after this tournament if someone just has a bad tournament. So pretty interesting position after 4 rounds. So Giri and Vashiela Graf are on last places with -1. Grishuk and Wesley So leads the tournament. Grishuk won a very boring game against Deac. I think Grishuk's problem is that he kind of in the middle game just sometimes cannot make game really difficult for opponent. It's sometimes it's hard to watch. Wesley So is doing very well. Not very well, but he's on +1. I think out of this all like chess elite, he's the most, maybe has not that social kind of guy. He's very open and nice to talk to, but I know he's like he lives, I think, a bit not like in public, all the time. So I think he devotes most of his time to chess, and Fabi, I think, very similar, but not that much, as far as I can understand. All right. So these players, they all like just end one tournament and the next day they play another tournament. Now I think it's pretty normal that they play a game and later in the night they play the overnight like chess blitz tournament and they play again. So and they wake up and play again. It's like so if you're a chess player, you have to stream and make videos and get followers and do all this kind of stuff, and they just eat, sleep, chess. Basically that's what they do right now. All right, let's get to the game. And Wesley So played white. So I mean, these players, they play so much today that it's impossible to create some kind of novelty or to play something new. I think they just I don't know, they played against each other like hundreds and hundreds of times, and they know everyone very well. So Bassi played c4. I think I like this choice against Fabi. Just I think Fabi showed some weakness in this candidates tournament, where he wasn't very convincing in the end game and middle game. Yes, he's pro in openings, except when he played Giri, but in later stage he's not that dangerous for his opponents. So he played e5, g3, and d3. A little bit somewhat surprised me. Just the setup, I would play something like e3. I guess it looks a bit passive for white. c6, knight f3, and d6. Also interesting decision. Normally black wants immediately to take the center, but in these positions I think I've seen when players do play d5 and after takes and knight to c3, these pawns become a little bit weaker than you want them to be. And I like this decision. I haven't seen the structure actually, so good job for Fabi. Castles, knight c3 and d4. Change of structure. Not sure that this is a home preparation. Probably yes, but quite difficult to play the opening when you play d3 and then the next after a couple of moves d4. Yeah, I don't think a5 is so much big difference. Yeah. All right, takes and a5 again. Fabi is not developing his queen side, as Grandmaster Sveshnikov said that bishops are developed from the beginning, you can leave them. And this knight, I would play, of course, a knight move, maybe find, I don't know where to, but just don't feel comfortable when your knight is not developed. Yeah. So rook b1, rook e8. Again, this kind of move is very well recommended by the engine all the time. He likes to place rook on e file, e3, queen a5. I think at this point play of black is a little bit artificial. I'm not sure that it's bad. Let's turn the engine on. Yeah, but just it's easier to play when you have you know, some things to attack or move your pieces. Yeah, in this position, I don't know. Not sure that I like Fabi's plan. Bishop d2 and bishop g4. Fabi leaves for now his bishop under this potential attack by the bishop, and he develops his bishop himself. f3, so never play f3. And in this position already, like, small advantage comes to black. Don't like this move. I think queen c2 could be a little bit better. Yeah, the engine shows it's the first line, but I'm not sure I understand what Wesley tried to accomplish with this, because if you play e4, which is, I think, the reason why you play f3, then this diagonal becomes weak. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of king h1 either. So, and knight to e4. So if Fabi takes, then it's bishop takes a5. So knight e4, queen back, takes, and knight to e2 back. Knight f5 was better, but again, Wesley didn't see how to proceed further. Yeah, you don't want to place these pieces which are not that well protected, and I think Fabi could just capture it later on f5. So he decided to keep the knight, queen to d3, and knight to f4. Nice fork, attacking the queen. Queen takes the pawn, and b3. So Wesley attacks black's pieces, and I think he tries to open up the this file for his rook. Takes. No, he decides to take with the pawn, queen b5 and e4. So Wesley's pawn down. He has two bishops. I'm not sure that this bishop is good enough, but somehow engine finds compensation. I really don't see anything for white here. Maybe black is a little bit underdeveloped. Yeah, this knight here is still on b8. Bishop g6, bishop c3, attacking the f6 pawn. Knight. And knight to a6. So somehow Fabi is not afraid that his structure will be compromised. He leaves his knight on f6. h4, h5, queen to c1. Okay, you want to remove your queen from d file because black will attack it. King h7, rook d1, and queen b2. Now it's real threat that white will take and win a pawn as well. But Fabi decides to play c4. He cannot already defend the knight and g7 pawn. Takes, queen takes, rook takes, and queen to c5. So this knight here turned out to be out of the play, and white has destroyed basically the king side of black. So now Wesley will try to create different threats with g5. And for that reason, Fabi proposes exchange of queens. Wesley took it and takes the pawn back. So now Wesley is the one with the extra pawn because he wanted the g7 pawn and took double pawn of black. Bishop h3. Well, this position is already winning for white. Just an extra pawn. Now counterplay for black, and also even this rook is restricted. Yeah, this bishop is terrible. It cannot move, and white just has a beautiful position. Let's see how the game ended. Exchanged the bishops, played c4. Nice nice move, just to create a backward pawn for black, and for them it's extremely hard to get rid of it. Bishop f7, takes, and takes another pawn. In this position, already I think black would, with clean heart, resign, but Fabi is not, I think, the best player who likes resigning a lot. Plays whatever it takes to like even just hope for some miracle. And he pins the bishop, g4, and in this position Wesley resigned. Well, I think what happened in this game is that white played a little bit dubious setup, very straightforward. Black reacted very well. He got a nice position with advantage, but Fabi started to go into complications when his pieces were not yet developed very well. His knight stayed on b8, and it costed him the game basically. He hasn't had enough resources to fight white in this in the center, and Wesley So basically outplayed Fabi at this point. All right, then thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.